Here's more wrestling news for December 8th, 2021. And your headlines for this afternoon include Isaiah Swerve Scott spotted with AEW stars, Becky Lynch announced for the TMZ Christmas special on Fox, AJ Lee tells all about suicide attempt while she was with WWE, Kofi Kingston talks about New Day's triple threat match, Xavier Woods set to return recent controversy, lost my uncle, details on Raquel Gonzalez working a dark match on an emotional weekend, Ruby Soho set for Intergender match against Josh Alexander, long-awaited in-ring debut of Harland coming to NXT 2.0 next week, Adam Cole discusses relationship with Shawn Michaels after WWE departure, Randy Orton messaged former Intercontinental Champion after he went off script during Stephanie McMahon's segment, and more. We're starting off with Hit Row, who were called up to SmackDown during October's draft, but after B-Fab was released in early November, the rest of the group were cut just 2 weeks later. AEW TNT champion Sammy Guevara has said that we'll never see Top Dollar in AEW, as his diss tracks on the Young Bucks earned him some significant heat, but the rest of Hit Row are more than welcome. This week, Isaiah Swerve Scott took to Twitter posting a photo of himself alongside Malachi Black, Eddie Kingston, and other AEW stars. Scott is currently waiting out his 90-day non-compete clause with WWE, which should end in mid-February next year, and from the looks of it, the former North American champion is heading to AEW. Since returning to TV at SummerSlam, Becky Lynch has been all over both Raw and SmackDown, and now fans will soon be seeing her out of the ring. It's been confirmed by Fox that Lynch will be on TMZ's Christmas special later this month, titled TMZ's Merry Elfin Christmas Bye-Bye 2021 Special. Lynch will be joined by community actor Joel McHale, comedian Howie Mandel, and others for the event on December 23rd as they look back on the past 12 months and ring in the new year. Before the women's revolution, AJ Lee was helping to usher in a more serious focus on women's wrestling in WWE before her retirement in 2015. The former Divas champion has never shied away from being open with the fans and has spoken openly about her battles with mental health, and recently, AJ opened up about a very personal story. Speaking with Maurice Bernard's State of Mind YouTube channel, AJ said she attempted to end her own life in 2014 while she was with WWE. AJ said that from the outside, it seems like she had everything she could want, as she was a champion on TV for the biggest company around, a dream most wrestlers never obtain. However, 2014 was a mixed year for Lee, who said that while she married CM Punk that year, she also had to move to a different state and got very sick. With wrestling having no off-season, AJ had to work through it all and was scared that she'd have to get multiple surgeries after she got hurt in the ring, which came at a similar time as to when Punk got sued by WWE's Dr. Chris Amon for defamation of character. AJ said that her bipolar disorder couldn't handle everything that was going on and that she wasn't on medication at that time, as it caused her to gain weight, which was another problem for her to deal with. Saying that she sought to take her own life in a hotel room, AJ was thankfully able to see through the darkness and called a prevention hotline before being told that she had to call another because the number she'd called wasn't in her area code. Lying to the person on the other end of the line that she'd wrote the right number down, Lee said it was a sign that she was meant to end her life, but tried to get the right number from 311, but instead got a very patient and kind operator. Calling the conversation a tiny, small act of kindness that literally saved my life, Lee said that the discussion she had with the stranger on the phone made her realize it was time to be more open about her mental health, and what inspired her to be an advocate for mental health issues. At the time, Lee was the main caregiver for her family, but no one had been checking up on her, and she realized that this call was the first time someone had been genuinely nice to her in a while. Thankfully, AJ was able to get the help she needed, but many people aren't so fortunate, and it's great that after such a harrowing ordeal, the former WWE superstar was able to use her position to help others dealing with similar problems. If you or a loved one are having suicidal thoughts, please dial the suicide prevention line in the United States 1-800-273-8255. As a trio, the New Day has had incredible success together, but the three have also had success as singles competitors. Both Kofi Kingston and Big E have been WWE champion, while Xavier Woods is king of the ring, but there's always been talk amongst fans of the trio turning on each other. A triple threat between the New Day would be interesting to see, but Kofi Kingston sees no reason why it should happen, as he told Cerrito Entertainment, There are no cracks in our foundation on the House of the New Day. That's the thing. It's that when one of us wins, we all win. The New Day is one of a very small number of teams to never turn on each other, and while groups and tag teams eventually betraying each other has been a long-established tactic of pro wrestling, going against the norm is what brought the New Day to the dance to begin with. Speaking of the New Day, Xavier Woods is set to return to Up Up Down Down after a lengthy hiatus from the channel. In early November, it was reported that the lack of content from Woods' gaming channel was part of a strike, as those who took part felt WWE were taking advantage of Woods and wouldn't create content until he got a better deal. In a tweet, the Up Up Down Down account said that Woods will be back streaming today at 5 p.m. Eastern from the G4 TV headquarters in what'll hopefully be the first of many streams for Woods on what we can only hope is a much fairer deal. We've got some sad news regarding Raquel Gonzalez, who has announced that her uncle had died. Speaking to Fightful's Sean Ross Sapp, the former NXT Women's Champion was recalling working a dark match before the October 28th SmackDown in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, which was her first time working on a show other than NXT. That same weekend, her uncle passed, and Gonzalez said she immediately flew back to Texas to be with her family at that difficult time. Given that her SmackDown dark match debut, death of her uncle, and losing the NXT Women's title came within days of each other, it was an emotional time for the 30-year-old superstar, and we'd like to offer our condolences to the entire Gonzalez family. In WWE, superstars have to recite scripted promos word for word, but sometimes things go wrong live on TV. In 2015, Stephanie McMahon and Triple H were promoting the upcoming Elimination Chamber event at the May 18th Raw, which led to a clash between two chamber participants, Ryback and Sheamus. Speaking on his podcast, Ryback recalled going off script after Stephanie McMahon interrupted his promo, which earned props from one huge name in the company. Randy Orton messaged me after and he goes, "That wasn't in the script, was it?" He goes, "That was great. We were doing a back and forth promo, Stephanie started talking, and I said something along the lines of, 'When the big guy has the microphone, the big guy does the talking, Steph.'" Ryback would go on to win his first and only Intercontinental title inside the chamber before leaving WWE the next year, but his quick thinking made for an interesting interaction between him and WWE's CFO 6 years ago. We've got Ruby Soho news now, as the AEW wrestler is set to take on former Impact World Champion Josh Alexander later this month. This Intergender showdown will be at the upcoming Unstoppable event for AEW Pro Wrestling, which will take place on December 30th at Chicago's Logan Square Auditorium. Ruby was the one who made the challenge, calling out Alexander via tweet, and the match has since been made official. In his response, Alexander said he loves and respects Soho, but is looking to take care of business as Ruby left the promotion for WWE while everyone else stayed. And it's only fitting that this long-awaited showdown happens 5 years to the day since Ruby's last match in AEW. This year, Harland has been a name that's had a lot of buzz in WWE, and fans will finally get to see him in the ring next week. The former Parker Boudreaux, who has often been called a mini Brock Lesnar, has been announced for next week's NXT 2.0, but there's no word on who his opponent will be. Whoever they are, we feel sorry for them, as they'll be taking on the emotionless monster, who is expected to be a huge part of NXT 2.0 in the coming years. And we're ending today with Adam Cole, who may now be in AEW, but he hasn't forgotten his time in NXT. On a recent episode of Wrastlin' with Brandon F. Walker, the former NXT champion spoke about working with Shawn Michaels on the Gold brand, saying that despite leaving, he still has a great relationship with Mr. WrestleMania. Cole added that when he chose to leave, he knew that not working with Shawn every week would be a tough pill to swallow, as he idolized him as a kid and still does. With their size, charisma, and in-ring skill, there's a lot of comparisons to be made between Cole and Michaels, and the Super Click member is just one of many, many wrestlers to be inspired by arguably the greatest of all time. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.